Hey everybody, welcome back to a new episode of Entropia content. Hope everyone's having a good weekend. Welcome all the viewers. Today's episode, let's see, what do I got planned? Oh yeah, I was gonna go pick up some kegs early in the morning, see if I can get any. Hopefully it's early enough in the morning that there's not a whole bunch of people here, so I can increase my pickup rate. Hoping. Now, yesterday I had some good news. Packed up all my vlogging gear, went outside for a bike to see if I could bike and vlog at the same time. It went pretty well. I was wearing a winter jacket, so it made the chest camera fit a little bit tight. The jacket got in the scene a little bit too much, so I'll have to adjust that. I'll have to aim the camera a little bit higher, it was a little bit on the low side. But I was really impressed with the camera's Steadicam footage. It's got some built-in anti-shake software, and man, it was working good. It almost looked like I'd already used stabilization software, and it was still just raw footage from the camera. So that action camera, it's definitely working better than I expected. And the other camera I had mounted to my handlebar was pretty smooth too. The only issue was I couldn't adjust the camera angle at all. So I found a couple more attachments when I got home, and I think I can substitute some out so that I'll get some more options for adjusting the angle, and I'll be able to fix that problem. So steadily but surely, as soon as spring comes, I'll have done so many tests that I'll be ready already to spring or to film right as soon as spring begins. Hoping. Let's check for the axe. Looks like we're in business. We got some kegs here. Now I started to get some of my energy back this week, thank God. The whole week I've been barely able to stay awake. I'm hoping my next bout of sobriety is going to help cure that. Because usually once I stop smoking weed, I get really awake all the time. For like a long time, even weeks. So I'm hoping that extra boost of being awake all the time is going to help. I need that pretty bad. Now I had my workout routine going excellent during my sobriety run, but as soon as I got wasted, I was too wasted to work out. Then a few days of not working out was enough to break the routine. So I got to get back into that too. I figure hit and miss. Life isn't always about perfecting everything. It's you're gonna fuck some shit up and have to try again. I know all about fucking shit up, that's for sure. Hey, we got some more players here. Hopefully they're tired and are going to sleep. That's what I like to see. Maybe I should sick the deer on them. Just kidding. If I could sick the deer on people, I would. Alright, 2 kegs. Woohoo! Styling in beer. Getting hammered. Yeah. Oh, isn't it some good news? Today's the last day of November, I believe. So, really, there's only one more day that's not my birthday, tomorrow. Then after that, boom, birthday time. We got a huge hell of a blizzard coming, and tomorrow I gotta start work early in the morning. That's why I've been waking up earlier these past few days. Trying to get back on the morning shift routine. So tomorrow, I don't know, live stream unless I do it before work. Might not happen till the evening. Right, this is good. Getting all the kegs that I need. I want to put 1,000 kegs on my shop to go with the sweat. It's nice to have a good variety of all the free items to sell. Yeah, this is good. We're getting kegs. I figured if you're getting really frustrated in the game by trying to collect free stuff and there's just too many players around, so when you got to go in the off hours. Like if you're going during peak hours in the US, obviously you're going to run into a lot of players from the US and they're going to be fucking hoarding all the free shit. So try to come in the off hours, maybe 5, 4 in the morning. 6 a.m. like what time is it now? 6 a.m. 6 a.m. seemed like a pretty good time. If anyone is awake, they're getting ready for work or something. Giving me more time to grab the kegs from them. No, all the testing of my footage or equipment worked pretty good. The microphone on the action camera actually wasn't that bad, but it was definitely muffled, so I don't think I would grade it usable. So luckily I am going with the lapel mic version. The drone, I even had it set up ready to go, and it asked me for a password to connect to it, and I forgot the password so I couldn't log into it. I was thinking that's really annoying. When you make a drone that only works with a fucking cell phone, don't make it password protected. So that anyone who has a cell phone goes to use it, they can't because they don't have the password. I guess people could just remember the password, but man, that's asking a lot. We're in a society these days where our gadgets are supposed to remember our passwords for us. Not that we have to remember it for them. Come on. Come on! Now I can really wait to see the first Saturday Night Live skit that makes fun of Joe Biden. We're gonna see a lot of come on jokes. Come on! Today on the vape menu I got a bowl packed of just pure Atlantis. It's pure heaven. It's funny, despite being overly dry, the Atlantis still isn't harsh. And I notice most weed, when it gets really dry, it gets harsh. Tastes like fire to inhale it. Get a little bit dankier weed, it's nice and smooth. Man, Atlantis, smooth no matter what. Doesn't matter if it's dry or dank. I've never tried it dank, but... And I think what I'll do is camp for a little bit and watch to see when she moves. When she moves, then I'll start moving too so we can collect the kegs before she does. Alright, we're at 194 sweat. That's pretty good. Ooh, yeah. Alright, 17 kegs. Now we're talking. I'd like to get 100 kegs a day. That'd be sweet. 10 days, you'd have fucking 30 ped coming in. God, I love Atlantis. Now I got some good news on the Atlantis front, or the ancient map book. The Book of Ancient Maps. Oh yeah, I got some notifications here. I want to check those out. Alright, the notification for sweat selling is back again. Not sure why. Close that shit. Alright, no message back yet from Sergeant. See what he's up to. Yeah, I wonder if anyone was up late last night. I tried to stay up late, but man, 11 o'clock rolled around and I was fucking tired. So I just went to sleep. I've been taking a lot of naps yesterday, so only needed, I don't know, 7 hours sleep. I was good to go. I'm actually looking forward to tomorrow's shoveling adventures. Working with a new employee. It's good. I'm going to try not to talk too much and argue about politics, so that'll be good. Now, I've noticed ever since I cut watching CNN and the news out of my life, it's definitely improved. I don't really care about world events anymore. Well, I do care about them, but I'm just taking a break from them. You don't always want to be indulging yourself in world news, because a lot of it is disasters. So maybe after a while, once I get a break from the news for a substantial time, I'll get back into following politics, but for now, I don't really care what happens. Well, I shouldn't say I don't care, I'm just distancing myself from it. Hey, morning everyone. Up to our second viewer. If we can get our first show like, I appreciate it, guys. I'll be doing a Clone Evolution show at 7, and if anyone's got Clone Evolution comments and their questions in the meantime, don't hesitate to ask. I don't mind mixing the two games. Now, because Clone Evolution and Entropia do share a lot in common. Hey, I do shows for both of them. Now, I'm trying to hope once I get the 1,000 kegs here, then I do the Crafting Mania, then we head to, what was it, next island for that big event. Then after the next island big event, then I might do something with the loot that I collected. Might have to go to Calypso to try to sell some of it. Maybe we can get help with the viewers if viewers want to buy some of the loot. I don't know if I'll have one of those whips for sale. It's kind of wishful thinking that I'll actually get a whip from the crafting run, but maybe. It's kind of neat to dream. Experiment with what it's like to have hope. Now, it's hard to believe that print has only got 2 more days to survive in my inventory. Then it'll be gone forever. I'm not really going to miss having it that much because most people I talk to totally forgot about Crafting Mania. So I go to tell them about the mission reward, they don't even remember the mission. It's kind of a shame. I was hoping there'd be multiple Crafting Manias and they'd have different rewards each time. I liked Crafting Mania. Well, I guess winning it made me like it more. If I lost it, I probably would have hated it. Now, the one thing that was weird about Crafting Mania, it was either you won the jackpot or you won nothing. There was no, like, in-between prizes. Which I thought that was kind of weird. They should have made a couple runner-up prizes. Like, instead of maybe the one really rare crafting print, the whip, they could have came out with like a few other prints. So it's like 2 or 3 different kinds of prints you could win. The whip would just be the best of the prints. I think that would have been a neat way to do it. Yeah, so Crafting Mania, Crafting Mania reward blueprint coming up on December 2nd. If anyone wants to come to Rocktropia and see it live, could be the most epic disaster, epic success, possibly even mediocre. I wouldn't mind a mediocre result, but I am kind of hoping for either epics. Even an epic failure won't be so bad, because then at least I can get an epic failure video for YouTube. You never know, that might go viral better than an epic success. So, can't even be down in the dumps too much. If I fail, it could be a good failure, like the Chinese farmer. So that was the main reason I kept the Crafting Mania reward and didn't use it and put a ridiculously high price so that no one would buy it, because I was just too afraid to use it. I couldn't handle the loss. It's like, normally I hate losing money in Entropia, so losing the money of a giant crafting reward print would be almost devastating. But I think I could take it now. My life has changed more, so I'm not so materialistic, so losing monetary gains doesn't seem as severe as it used to. As long as I still have a roof over my head, it's all good. Now, really, as long as you got your health. And my stomach has been doing better for almost a solid month now. So I can't complain. I think whatever stomach issues I was having, knock on wood, they seem to be in the clear. At first they were in the clear for a couple days, and then it started to come back a bit, and then it went in the clear for like a couple weeks, then it came back. Now it's been like over a month, so I'm like, hopefully it's gone. If it comes back again a little bit, it's not so bad as long as it keeps going in the right direction and getting better more and more. That was close, because I was worried I was going to have to go get it checked out soon. I was like, fuck, trying to avoid the hospital as much as I can these days. Yeah, this bowl is a mixture of two different kinds of Ghost Train haze. One is from the Color Cannabis Company, or MD, and the other is my homegrown. So it's not too bad a mixture. It's a little bit on the harsh side though. Tastes like inhaling fire. A little bit overly dry. Yeah, I miss Lemmy. He was a good guy. Yeah, I was gonna bring up the picture of that. Maybe I still should. Now, there's a really cool nightclub in my city. There used to be. Yeah, here's the picture of it. Fuck, man, I'm surprised I don't have a color image. It's for fucking the 80s, not the 1900s. Alright, so I'll show the place that Lemmy used to come and party at and play his music in my city. God, head, get your shit together, man. Looks like I'm fucking evolving into a Super Saiyan today. Alright, anyways, let's check it out. Left screen, there it is. Yeah, so, oh fuck. You son of a fuck whore. Sorry guys, for some reason, I don't know what's going on. OBS keeps switching my monitors. So it's like I'll come one day and I'll go to use the fucking monitor setting and it's switched to the opposite fucking monitor. It's really fucking annoying. Here I'm selecting it and trying to fucking select it. Will it? No. Oh, that's why. So now I gotta change it. I don't know why it fucking switches to the other monitor. There we go. Right, anyways, got that shit sorted out. So here's a picture of where Lemmy used to come and party, and this is known as Lulu's Bar. And it wasn't the 1800s, it was going in the 80s, maybe a bit of the 90s too. But it was the biggest bar in the world. So what this bar did, I guess it was like in a giant warehouse, and they fucking made this bar that was huge, and then they made it a loop so that it looped around. And because it was one giant bar, it won the award for the world's biggest bar. So this is one of the places that Lemmy used to come and party. Yeah, that's what it looked like on the outside. Rock and roll place. Lulu's. It closed 15 years ago. Jeez, man, getting old. Who knows how old this fucking article is getting. Doesn't really give the date. Oh, it says 2015, so it closed 20 years ago. Holy shit. So it wasn't the 1800s, but it did close quite a while ago. Yeah, I guess it lasted till the year 2000 then. Yeah, what a wild place. Yeah, and everyone always spoke really highly of Lemmy. When he came and did his shows, it was epic. That bar was fucking rocking. So isn't that funny, eh? It's like, Entropia is such a small world. They're the guy who was partying it up in my city. Here he is in Entropia, part of the universe. What a wild universe we live in. I don't know. I can't remember too many of the Motorhead songs. I guess I know a few of them, maybe. The music was a little bit before my time. But just the culture of the Motorhead band. Hey, it's Lord Spade. Yeah, thanks for showing up. We gotta get the collaboration going on YouTube soon. I think I got everything sorted out for my show. It's only taken like 2 years of technical difficulties. No, I'm still in the process of adding in the Skype. One of my guests said he wants to use Zoom, so I was like, maybe I'll have to try to figure out how to add Zoom too. Shouldn't be too hard. I had to make the switch from fucking XSplit over to back to OBS. I'm actually using a hybrid of the two now. No, I'm catching a pretty good buzz, although I've been vaporizing for a whole month almost every day, so my tolerance is back to the point where at least I'm not getting so wasted that I turn green and have to take breaks during the show. Man, the first few days after I fucking quit for a month and then started vaporizing again, holy shit. Fucking hit me harder than I expected. Alright, let's just do a quick spin on the Bitcoin casino before I forget to do it. Alright, we're at 137,936. Let's roll. Alright, 137,947. Woo! That was pretty sweet. Now, thanks everyone for helping with the Bitcoin spins. We're up to almost 60 people helping the show with spins every hour. So it's starting to add up. Really appreciate it, everyone. And if anyone else wants to add it to their websites too, just follow the link, sign up, and you can start sharing the affiliate link too. It's the most trusted Bitcoin casino on the entire internet. 7 years of history without ripping people off. I think it's been going since the beginning of Bitcoin. I wouldn't be surprised. I think it goes by age for gambling too, or at least it should, because it has casino elements to it. But I think when I was signing up, I don't recall ever it asking me my age. Maybe it did. Now, if anyone's watching the replay of this, Lore Spade has his own YouTube channel too. It's one of the first YouTube channels I started watching for Entropia. It's a pretty good one. I kind of wish Never Die had a channel. Man, that'd be sick. Now, I haven't really been watching too much YouTube lately because I've been getting carried away with creating content constantly. But I'm gonna start getting back into watching it soon. Probably more over the winter, because the winter I don't have as much time to be outside creating content, or trying to. Hey, the person's back. Let's try to get the kegs before they do. It's like, man. Yeah, I noticed your follow channel has really been exploding. Or content. That's pretty wild. Yeah, I think the hardest part about creating Entropia content is, well, not the community's small, but maybe they're not the most active community. It's like even the Facebook pages have very few likes, or it'd be a fucking milestone if they hit 1,000 likes on something. Now, I like creating Entropia content just for the fun of it. It's like I'm not going to get thousands of viewers, but at least the 4 or 5 viewers I have that watch the show are pretty helpful and help me in the game, so it's a very collaborative effort. I figured in Entropia I hadn't been meeting and talking to enough of the other players, so maybe creating a show would make it easier to meet other players. I don't know, for an MMO, I noticed a lot of people play Entropia alone most of the time. Yeah, I hope to see you make more Entropia videos, that'd be sick. Now, I'm praying one day I can switch my show over to fiber optic internet, but still my city's been close or very slow to adapt. We're still using the old phone and cable networks. I tried both phone and cable and they're almost tied for being equal. Not very good speeds. They're average, but I'd really like to switch to fiber optic so I could do the upload speeds to support 4K. That'd be sweet. Yeah, that's what I was thinking for my plan too. Not to try to be too much of a bait and hook, but I want to get a vlogging series started where I go outside and film places around the city that I live in so that people traveling to Canada could watch the content. And then I want to pitch Entropia occasionally throughout the videos to try to get more people into Entropia. I've been doing that with my Clone Evolution videos too. I got a bunch of people wanted to try it, but a lot of the players I meet in Clone Evolution are cell phone based players. So we always run into the snag of Entropia not working on cell phones. Or anything except for that crafting app or whatever. Yeah, it's a good plan. Keep it up. Most good plans take like 10 years of work, so 2 years in is pretty good. Man, surprised to see anyone awake this early, or are you just having a late night? Yeah, as I figured for my YouTube streaming channel, I had to change it to a lot more content where I just was recording stuff I like to do anyways. Oh, late night. That makes sense. It's like, man, you're a really early riser. But I just started recording the stuff I was doing anyways, instead of trying to change my behavior to do something different to record. And then it made recording on a regular basis a lot easier, because I'm like, hey, I'm just doing what I want to do anyways. I don't know, I was always tempted to try to conform when I'm recording so that it meets some sort of predetermined agenda. I was like, well, what the hell? I should just be recording what I want to record. Who cares about what I think other people think? Now that I figure once the travel vlogging picks up, usually that's the one that I find is easiest to get views. Especially if you can travel vlog somewhere it's a little bit rare and people are always going to be traveling there and there's not a lot of other travel vlogs explaining what to do there. You know, every time I travel, first thing I do is check out all the YouTube videos about it. Ah, sick. Yeah, I can hardly wait to get back into streaming other first-person shooter games and stuff. Well, I've never tried streaming those games yet, but it's because I haven't been playing any. I used to be really into Battlefield 2, was a modern combat for consoles. I used to love playing that game for a long time, and then once they switched and got rid of it, I tried to get into the newer games, but I never liked any of them as much. So I'm hoping either one day they make a remake for it, or they'll re-release a new server for it at least. So, well, I think they would have to make a new one and add in the add-in purchases or something. But if they could keep the base of that game the same, that'd be fun. For me, it's hard to switch games unless I actually like the game better. I know a lot of companies, they try to switch their players over to the new game that they release the next year. But if it's not a better game, then I really don't want to switch. Very stubborn with what games I play. I used to like playing Street Fighter a lot also, but I noticed they switched the engine on that one to the point where I wasn't a big fan of it anymore either. Might get back into playing the retro Street Fighters. Now I do have the PS4 for gaming. I haven't really played any other games on my computer because I like to keep it clean and just put Entropia on it. Alright, I think I might be getting close to be the amount of kegs I need. Merge to stack. Alright, 37. Man, this is a good time to collect kegs. Even though I've seen that other player here a bit, they're sharing the kegs pretty good. Or share as me taking them all. Yeah, I still play a fair bit of old games on my Nvidia Shield. I like to do the emulations for that, because I still have a ton of the cartridges and CDs kicking around. So it's not even that illegal. Nvidia Shield is a pretty good console for emulation. Fuck, I'm emulating Dreamcast on it now, finally. Got the 3DO emulator worked out, Sega Saturn's emulating good. I know a lot of games didn't age very well, but occasionally you find a gem. That Power Stone fighting series on Dreamcast is pretty good. I know Tommy Tellerico has got that Intellivision Amico console coming out. He's tried to bank on the idea that people are still into playing the old style games. He's got some new ones, but a lot of retro ones. I'm glad he got that oof sound lawsuit settled. Now, in the one video I was talking about his dispute with that, I was like, man, they should really work together and try to sell it as a team. And then that's what ended up happening. I was like, thank God. I figured, because they're both such people into video games. If you got that much in common, you should be able to work out the problem. Now, one of the old game classics I still like to play is Age of Empires. I don't know what it is. That game is still pretty fun to this day. It aged well. Right, maybe Lemmy's starting to cut me off from the kegs. I've had too many. Yeah, one of the things I'm going to have to do after I go to Next Island, compete in that event. Then when I go to Calypso or FOMA, I'm going to have to stack all my prints. Because I got a lot of vehicle prints to add to the stacks. And then maybe I'll take the stacks and sell them on Calypso. Although I'm pretty sure some Christmas event is starting. It might not be a good time to sell the prints. Or try to sell them. Boy, if I can sell some prints though. Might be getting close to getting a new auction pad. And when I get the auction pad, maybe I'll start collecting real estate and reselling it again. Because that is usually one of the big money makers. If you buy and resell real estate, it's when you start getting into some better profits. And for better or for worse, the markup value on real estate properties doesn't really display properly. So it's really anyone's guess how much real estate is worth. Really, the price should be determined on supply and demand. If people have a lot of properties for sale, the price goes down. If there's only a few left, then the price starts going up. See, that's the one big debate they have in even our province about the lockdown rules. The government telling people what they could set a price for. And storekeepers are arguing that they have to do supply and demand. When the supply gets low, they have to increase the price. It's like they're just explaining if they don't want the storekeepers to increase their price, then keep the supply high. That's how the price works. So the government can't come in and start telling storekeepers not to increase their price, because then they're not going to bother keeping it in stock. They have to sell items that they can increase the price on. Now, that's why one guy was saying when he was traveling, he did a YouTube video about it. He went to countries that had restrictions on how much you could sell toilet paper for, or the Lysol cans or whatever, and all the stores had giant lines and they were all sold out. He's like, and you went to countries where storekeepers could charge whatever price they want. You go in, the supplies were there was no lineups, but the price was a bit higher. So he's like, well, which would you rather have? Higher prices or just none available? It's kind of a... Ideally, we don't want to pay more, but the whole way supply and demand works, right? It's like we're not living in a fairy tale world where we can just set the price for something. Who knows? Maybe the government's plan to set the prices will work. Hey, Potato Memes is here. Yeah, the government has a way of fucking shit up. Really, the way the government can work best is if they try to do the least amount. Stay back and let the people do most of it. Too much government is when it gets into problems. No, it's no problem. Glad you made it. What time are we at? Holy shit, 42 minutes in the stream already. I figured because I've been collecting a lot of kegs today. They use birds as spy drones. Yeah. Now I'm gonna do a video on debunking some conspiracies. Or I'll offer evidence for both and see if people can make up their minds about it. Film some of the new Google headquarters going up in my city. The different conspiracies about them. They're pretty interesting. Like some people might have like the occasional Google office opening. Google's been like demolishing entire city streets, building giant bus terminals, building like skyscrapers in my city. It's pretty fucked up how much Google is doing. Like I can literally see like a fucking giant crane putting up the Google skyscraper right when I step out my front door. So I don't have far to go to film this. That's the nice part. Why am I grinding cakes? I'm trying to think of cakes. Sorry, I'm a bit slow. Extra even in the morning. Yeah, there is that idea that we do need a world government to control the resources because we're running out, supply and demand in the entire globe. So they need a global government to control the resources. Seems a little bit sketch, but maybe it is the only way. Like, as long as the government's good, then I guess it wouldn't be that bad. It's just if they go corrupt, then it'd be pretty bad. And then do people really want the government dictating all the resources? Yeah, I think it's the power that the government gets. They always say absolute power corrupts absolutely. That's why I was kind of worried about all these lockdown measures. It does seem to give the government even more and more power. It's like, how much more power should we give them? Like, I always thought that when it came time to pandemics in North America, they would just do optional shutdowns and lockdowns. So obviously if you felt at risk and your business was having a rough go with the virus, you could shut shit down. But I didn't think it was going to be a wide-scale mandatory. That was pretty fucked up. And I'm starting to wonder too, it's like even the World Health Organization starting to say the number of people that have already had the virus and recovered from it is approaching like 25%. So it's like that's like 25% of the globe that doesn't need any lockdowns. They already have the antibodies. So they could even just create a city that's already antibody positive. Have everyone in that city go back to normal life. And then you could just choose which city do you want to live in. The city that has natural immunity or the city that's waiting for vaccines. Sounds mean and all, but really the whole world shouldn't have to shut down if already a quarter of the population is immune. And it's like they don't even want to give that as an option. They're always like, oh, shutting everything down is the only option. It's like, well, what happens when the number gets up to like 50%? So it's like when 50% of the population of the world has already had the virus and is immune. At that point, could they create a city that's back to the old normal? Yeah, Alex Jones has been right about this for so many years, it's funny. I always listened to him like he was talking about Santa Claus. Like a lot of his stuff was neat to talk about, but none of it really sounded that real. But over the years, it has surprisingly came true. Yeah, Alex Jones on Joe Rogan's show was pretty good the last episode. I like that one. When he got all drunk and started ranting and Joe was actually sober. Now, I seen the same thing happen to Joe Rogan after Sober October. He lost a whole bunch of weight during Sober October, and after it was over, his face just turned into a pumpkin. Looked like he was stuffing himself. Good. I gotta get back on track too. So one thing I like about bouts of sobriety, it makes losing weight a lot easier. I don't know what it is. Every time I'm sober, it's like I never get hungry for at least a month. Now you could see Alex talking about where he's realizing that freaking out all the time on his show is actually taking negative health effects on him. So he says that he has to retire soon. That if he keeps doing it, he'll likely have a stroke or a heart attack. So I'm gonna miss Alex Jones, but I guess in a way he should retire. It's a lot of stress he's been dealing with over the years. He doesn't have to warn us about that shit happening anymore because now it's here. No one needs the warning anymore. Well, some people just won't listen no matter how much. It could already be occurring and they're still in denial. Yeah, Alex Jones used to worry or warn everyone about the cashless society thing, saying they try to get rid of cash. And it does seem like that's what they're doing these days. Pandemic was a good reason to try to eliminate cash altogether. No, what I think the government will probably do is they'll let things like Interact and PayPal do cash transactions electronically easy for a while so that they can get everyone used to doing that and not using cash. And then once everyone switches to not using cash and just doing the email transfers and all that, then they can just regulate the electronic transfers. so then they can create some monopoly by making a law that theirs is the only one you can use. So that's probably the steps they'll take. They won't just go all right and ban cash. They'll let us switch to something else and then take away the alternative. Or regulate it. Alright, how many kegs are we up to now? Merge to stack, there it is. Alright, 50 kegs. If I can make 100, that'd be sweet. 100's a pretty sick amount of kegs in one day. Alright, while this charges up, we'll just get a quick message from the sponsor. Today's keg adventures were brought to you by Crack. Crack, it'll fuck you up. Alright, I think it still needs a bit more time to charge. Let the booze spray everywhere. Holy fuck, that's trippy. Now I wish Alex Jones had his own app, so I could just download an app, put it on my NVIDIA Shield, and then have access to all of his archive of videos from there. Sort of like how I install a YouTube app on the Shield and then it gives me access to all the YouTube videos. He said something about the Google Play Store refusing to host his app. But I was like, you don't need the Google Play Store to host an app. You could just put it on your website. Put the link to the APK there. People can sideload it into their devices. Google Play isn't the only option. So I'm hoping he does that in the future. Like, you can watch his videos on the Shield, but then I have to like open his website and try clicking play, and it doesn't work half the time right. So it's fucking a bit annoying. Yeah, Band Video said they have an app. So I started to install it, and it only has half the features working, but it's a good start. Hope to get that fixed. Hey, Euros made it. Ah, it's nice. We got a whole bunch of viewers here in the morning. I'm kind of shocked. I figured if I was playing Entropia during the morning. Oh, Dan even made it. How's it going? Sorry guys, I'll be picking up some items in a second here. Just packing a bowl of Atlantis. Yeah, so what planet are you guys at? Are you guys all on Calypso or what? I'm thinking of going back to Calypso, but not until I get two things done. I got the big crafting blueprint party on December 2nd, Wednesday. Ah, conspiracy stories. Yeah, did you guys hear about the Alex Jones algorithm thing on Facebook and YouTube? The guy was talking to, who is it, Joe Rogan, explaining how the algorithm works. And they said that they ran into a problem with the conspiracy stuff in the algorithm because people click and stuff on the conspiracy stuff the most. And the way the algorithm's programmed is they want to keep people clicking the most. So they're always having problems where the algorithm's pushing people towards like flat earth ideas and wild conspiracies because it's getting them the most clicks. So it's kind of funny. So it's like they're trying to ban the content that's getting them the most revenue. So they're trying to figure out some way to fix the algorithm, but I don't know. If they're going to be fishing for clicks, there's always going to be clickbait material, right? Yeah, and conspiracies must be exploding these days with how much actually came true. Like even back in the day when almost none of this stuff was true, then there were still people that were into it. Now, for me, it seems like it almost reminds me of the ancient mystery prophecy where everything's supposed to turn the opposite before the golden ages. So if you see everything turning the opposite of what it's supposed to be, then you can almost be guaranteed a new golden age is coming. So who knows, maybe that's what we have to look forward to. There does seem like so many opposites. Alright, some more booze. Just a one stacker. Yeah, the censorship is one of the opposites. Because I was thinking, man, we used to always be about free speech, free speech. Then what happened? All of a sudden we started switching to the opposite, where people want stuff censored. It's like, what the fuck? That was the wild thing about the internet. When it first started, everyone was so, like, anonymous. So everything was wild and uncensored. That's like one of the early things that everyone liked about the internet. Hey, Adriano joined the show too. Did I already mention you? Now, if anyone's wondering if that Lulu's bar is still in the city that Lemmy used to come and play at where I live, and sadly I think it got either torn down or it got converted into like some store that sells furniture or something. I'll have to go and check out the plaza sometime, see what remains of it. Now I can't believe like the latest conspiracy to shut down like all the stadiums. The Rogers Center or Sky Dome. Taxpayers paid, what was it, something like 500 million or something to build it. Then it got sold off in some corrupt deal where some company got it really cheap. And then the company sold it to Rogers, made a bit of a profit. Now Rogers bought it, and since there's no baseball, they're thinking about demolishing it and putting condos. I was like, you gotta be kidding. Fucking city paid to have a big, great stadium built. How did it get sold off in such a fucking cheap sale just to get demolished? That'd be fucked. I'm kind of sad in a way. I wish the Sky Dome would get heritage status. I wish they would have put heritage status on its name too, so companies that buy it can't change the name. What's the best thing for beginners to craft? Guess I could show you. See if I got the print on me. Now I do a lot of beginner crafting because once you get higher up in crafting, it gets pricey quick. And a lot of the stuff you can do for the beginner crafting is the same as the advanced crafting. So there is no real reasons to upgrade. Basic filters, I think that's one of the most common ones that people started with in the beginning, back before the explosive projectile prints came out. You can see it only uses one Listeria and one oil, so that's going to be a really cheap print to use. Hardly any money to try it. And when you're a beginner crafter, what you do is you take this print and you can bring it to different planets, and each print or each planet will give you different loot. So say you want to collect prints from Tulan, they got pretty good markup, or prints from Arcadia, they're pretty cheap. So you got to plan which planet you're going to do this crafting run on. Personally, I would do it on Rocktropia because they tend to have the best prints for beginners, loots. Oh yeah, and you have to check the learning period bonus. So you can see if you get a skill increase bonus, that's the best time to use those prints. So as a beginner, it's good to start with prints that match your skill level. You'll get that increase. And the increase is good because you'll get more skills faster that you could resell if you wanted to cash out. And yeah, explosive projectile 1, that's a good one. Someone else was mentioning that in the chat. That was the upgrade that came out after the one I just talked about. Because for a long time, explosive projectile prints didn't exist. Fuck, where did I keep mine? Thought I had it on me somewhere. Maybe it's in the blueprint book. Or I just skipped right over it, didn't even see it. Yeah, it should be yellow. Ah, there it is. So this is the other one, explosive projectile print 1. It only takes 2 nanocubes, and you can buy those nanocubes from the trade terminal. So you don't even have to go anywhere to get the resources, you can get it anywhere. And if you use it on Rocktropia, you got a chance of some good loot too. I think I used it on Monria and looted the recycle print. The recycle print will be like a guaranteed profit. So if that's the one you're fishing for. Same thing, the learning skill bonus is very low with this one. So those are probably some of the first prints I would do. And if you want to hyper speed your skills up quick, you can craft on Monria, because the reward for doing it there, you do the daily crafting mission, and they'll give you tons of extra bonus skill points. Like you'll go up in levels so fast on Monria, you'll be like 10 times faster than anywhere else. The only shitty thing is, I haven't had the greatest thing with loot there, although I did get a global once, so I shouldn't bash it completely. It was really low, really low, really low, and then I got 1 global. So yeah, EP1 is definitely probably the best choice. Alright, have a good one. Yeah, take care, man. Hope you sleep well. Thanks for dropping by for the stream. Hopefully we can hook up on YouTube or something sometime and play the game at the same time. Maybe meet up at a location. Do a double episode. Alright, I'll send you a message on Facebook. Take care. Oh yeah, it is past the time for the show to wrap up too. We're at the hour mark already. Fuck. That little blueprint talk took quite a bit of time. Yeah, no problem. If you want any more advice about Entropia, just join my live stream anytime. I like to talk about it. Really, my advice isn't the greatest. If you want to get into the medium crafting, once you got some of that completed, the one that I make the best profits from in crafting, I should wrap up the show with that. You can check my archive on YouTube. I forget what I called the episode, something about crafting trick. Creative Juice, yeah, that's not a too bad of one. Ah, here it is, Sandrunner fuel cells. This is my money maker print. Out of all the prints that I've ever profited from crafting, it's the Sandrunner fuel cells. So if you want to check my archive on it, I've got tons of videos about it. I could probably talk about it for 3 hours about all the stuff I got from that print. Now the trick with the Sandrunner fuel cell, I'll break it down quick. is it gets really good loot depending on which planet you use it on. So if there's a lot of good vehicle prints that are new and rare on a planet, you want to take that print and go use it on that planet and try to get all the new prints with it. And if you do, you'll start to profit. And how I made it work was I went and boosted my crafting skills super high and then got the print all the way up to a level 100. So the quality rating's helping me get better prints back too. And I've had one global of, I forget how much it was, 100 and something. Or no, maybe it was 83. I'll have to check. Yeah, the thumbnail that I got for this video of getting a global, that was what I was using. Sandrunner fuel cells. Got a global using it here on Rocktropia. Alright, man, today's like the fucking 100 keg episode. Can't believe how many kegs I'm getting. This is good. I might have enough kegs to put them for sale in a week or so. Maybe in time for my birthday, but I doubt it. I'd have to get 200 here today. The competition of people coming here to pick up the kegs should start increasing. What time is it? It's already 7 a.m. Although it is the weekend, so most people should be having to go to bed soon. There we go, more kegs. Now crafting is my go-to thing in Entropia. I only do a little bit of hunting, a little bit of mining. Crafting is mainly what I do. Healing I do quite a bit of. A little bit better on the healing side of things. Yeah, today's the calm before the storm. My province is supposed to get hammered with one of the biggest snowstorms we've ever had. So the next few Entropia streams might be at random times. Hopefully I manage to make it online for my birthday episode. If it does happen to be a major blizzard and I have to work straight through, they'll just, postpone it till the next day. You can always do the birthday episode a day later. It's not the end of the world if a snowstorm delays it. Now last year on my birthday I had to shovel the whole thing too because we had a record snowstorm. So it seems like my birthday is the new record snowstorm day. Go figure. Oh well, it's good. At least I can make some money shoveling snow. Instead of wasting too much money partying. Alright, so 10 minutes over the show time. I better wrap this up. I want to just keep going because I've gotten so many kegs. I'll probably leave it on and come back in a few minutes and check and see how many people have come to take the kegs. Alright, so you can make 64 kegs in an hour here. That's not so bad. Relatively an hour. Alright, thanks everyone for watching. I'll give a shout out to everyone in the chat before we go. I'm surprised, such an early morning episode, we still have viewers. So Laura Spade made it, the Potato Memes, Euros made it, Dan Davies, or Davis, Adriano. Yeah, thanks everyone. That was a huge amount of people. And anyone that I missed in the chat, I think I got everyone. Hopefully. Alright, let's take a quick look at my affiliates and then we'll wrap up the show. Alright, if you want to help out the show at all, you can join my other Patreons. Society 6 is where I got my merch. Finishing quick is my specialty. Comes on t-shirts and bed sheets. Very popular saying with the ladies. Right, Hideout TV is the one where you can get paid to watch videos. It's similar to YouTube system. Instead of giving all the revenue to creators, they split it with the viewers as well. So yeah, if you want to cut in the ad revenue for the videos you watch, switch to watching it on Hideout TV. And I might get some of my content on there one day, hoping. Swagbucks is the one where you can get paid in cash back. So it's like getting air miles on your online purchases, except instead of getting air miles back, you get Amazon gift cards. So definitely want to switch to Swagbucks and start getting some points back. Right, and GameKit will pay you to be a gamer. Similar, oh yeah, like Entropia partners. They want people to try new games and new apps, and what they do is they'll pay you to try them. So that's how GameKit works. You can sign up and start getting paid to try games. Right, free Bitcoin is the free spins I did. If you want to do that, yeah, it'll help. And it seems like a slow amount, but man, if you guys keep doing the free spins every hour, you'd be surprised how fast it adds up. We got almost 60 people already helping with that, so I really appreciate everyone who's already signed up. Alright, and if you want to check out the information about all these, just click the show more button in the YouTube description thingy, and I'll have all these links in it with my affiliates attached. But yeah, the Virtual Maid Sex Machine, it's for adults and men only. But if ladies need a sex machine, they know who to call. Just kidding. Unless you're near Toronto, or if the lockdown ever ends in our lifetime. Yeah, so there it is there, Virtual Maid Sex Machine. They actually sent me one. Kickstarted, but it got going. Thanks to everyone's good work. Alright, the website, yeah, I think that's everything. If you happen to get any of the Motorhead kegs in your vaporizer, it tastes like shit, give the show a dislike. But if it doesn't happen, you can help with a like, I really appreciate it. And just make sure you never buy the products from my sponsor, because it will ruin your life. Bye for now, everyone. I got more links in the description. You can check out Raven Jade's material. I should add Lord Spade's material, and yeah, who else was there? Oh yeah, Entropia Zine. Alright, take care everyone. Later. Yeah, December 2nd, hopefully the big crafting special. See you guys, thanks for watching.